We're gonna put out there for YouTube disclaimer. If you hear music in the background, YouTube, we do not own the music. It's not music and we are not playing. Disclaimer, all right? We don't own the music and we are not playing. So this will be the part 2, right? The part 2. So let's continue to say, I'm in the book, right? The American War, Holocaust, right? The conquest of the New World. Page 65. So let's read it. Page 65. All right? It's already highlighted, right? Page 65. All right? You see right there, page 65, all right? Everybody can see right there, right? Page 65, all right? So let me read it. I'm going to show it to my public, the brother and the sister out there. So let me read it. He says, so he went from island to island. Who? Christopher Columbus, that bastard, that devil, that Edomite bastard, that devil. He went from island to island, right? Right? So keep in mind, from Cuba to Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico to Panama. Keep in mind, all right? So let's read it. So he went from island to island, small and large, throughout the Caribbean, right? Jamaica, and the list go Trinidad and Tobago, right? Saint Denis, Saint Martin, Saint Lucia, and the list goes on and on and on. Haiti, right? Guadeloupe, and the list goes on and on and on, right? In the whole Caribbean, all right? So let's read it. He said, and he went, right? And he went. So he went from island to island, small and large, throughout the Caribbean. Wherever he went, Columbus planted a cross. What did he do? He planted a cross. So understand, brother and sister. I understand. This is what we call the fact. This is the truth. So they came over here, 1492, right? After they have destroyed our people, the Jews that were living in Europe, after they killed a lot of them, cast them out, sent them out to exile. Some of them were sent to North Africa, right? In countries like Morocco, countries like Algeria, Egypt, and the list goes on and on and on. Because they got to flee, because they were being persecuted. They were being killed by who? Esau, Edom, and the other nation. All right? So keep in mind. He planted a cross. What does he tell you? He tells you that, guess what? The native Indian, right? Or the Seminole Indian, they were not dealing with cross. They have nothing. They knew nothing about Christianity. They didn't know anything about Christianity until 1492 when the bastard Christopher Columbus went and set his wicked foot dirty behind on the land. So keep in mind, let's read it again. He said, wherever he went, Columbus planted a cross, making, as he said, the declaration that are required, right? And claiming ownership of the land for his royal patron. So what did he do? He claimed America, right? The Caribbean, for who? For his people in Spain, for his people in Italy, England, and the list goes on and on and on, right? Let's read it. He said, back in Spain. Look, this article that I'm reading, where did it come from? Take a look at the article, brothers and sisters. Take a look at this article very well. You see the country of origin, where did it happen? Spain. Spain. The same one that give you Spanish, mainly to our people that speak Spanish today, right? The same of our people, the so-called Latino that don't know any better, right? This is for you. A lot of you out there, you simple, you don't know any better. We try and give you understanding. We try and help you out. And you say that we're teaching hate. Some of you say that, well, blah, 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 all this. Guess what? It's on you, buddy. It's on you. If you don't believe it, it's on you. It's on you. All right? He said, despite the fact that Columbus noted in his own journal of the voyage that the people of this land, the people, the so-called native Indian, the so-called Latino, the people of the land, all right? Right? The people of this land do not understand me, nor I them. Keep that in mind. So that's how you know that the people, they were not Christian, and they were not speaking Spanish, they were not speaking Portuguese, they were not speaking English. All this language were forced upon us. Why? Because we broke the law, the commandment of the Most High as a nation. Right? It seemed to have been of war a particular satisfaction to him that Never once did any of the unlucky Arabs speaking, they were not speaking Spanish. The native Indian, the so-called Latino in 1492, they were not speaking Spanish. They were speaking what? Erwig. Understand that? So stop being simple and humble yourself so that you can learn, you can gain wisdom. All right? He said, Arab-speaking islander object to his repeated proclamation in Spanish that he was taking control of the lands away from them. So imagine that, right? So keep in mind, right? He said, following Columbus, right? Following Columbus, each time the Spanish, which is the Spaniard, right? Each time the Edomite from Spain encounter, right? When they encounter a native Indian individual or group in the course of their travel, they were ordered to read to the Indians, right? A statement informing them of the truth of Christianity and the necessity to swear immediate allegiance to the Pope. That's how Christianity was brought to America. There we go. Hallelujah. All praise be unto the Most High. This is how Christianity was brought to where? To America. All right? This is how, you see, right? This is how Christianity was brought to America. There we go right here. There we go, you can see in the book, right? So let's read it. He said, after this, he said to the Pope and to the Spanish crown. There we go, Spain, the Spanish crown. Keep in mind, right? Right? And after this, if the Indian refuse or even delay in their acceptance, or more likely their understanding of the requerimiento, the statement continue, right? I certify to you that with the help of God, we shall powerfully enter into your country and shall make war against you in all ways and matter that we can, and subject you to the yoke and obedience of the church and of the highness. You see that? Who did that? Edom, the Christian church. They're the one that did that. With what? The requerimiento, the stealing and the taking away of the land of the people, right? And the giving of that land unto who? Unto the Spaniard, the wicked Edomite of Spain. There's nothing new under the sun, man. Nothing new under the sun. Let's get back to the article. I just want to prove that, brother. You can look it up. You can get this book for yourself and read and study and learn, right? It's there by right here. Let's read it. Right? Say, these were the Judaizing. He said, many Jews that became unwilling converts. Right? They don't want to convert back because of that. Because they ain't got no land, nowhere to go. So what did they do? They end up converting anyway. They end up becoming what? Christian. This was happening what? In the 600. Mid-6th century, right? He said, many of the Jews that became unwilling convert, and secretly, what did they do? Secretly, okay, practice Judaism. Secretly, they have to hide. They have to hide. Imagine that. Okay, let's continue. Say, these were the Judaizing Christian. You see that? Judaizing Christian. And it's in a quotation. You see that? It's in a quotation. Judaizing Christian. You see that? In order to step out this secret Judaism, you see, so they want to step it out. They want to cut it out. They don't want a forefather to keep the commandment. They don't want a forefather to keep the commandment. They don't want our forefather to keep the commandment. They don't want our forefather to keep the commandment. They don't want us to keep the same thing happening today. That's why, what is the US government pushing? What is the French government pushing, right? The Russian, the Chinese, right? In the Middle East, some of these governments in Africa, what are they pushing for? homosexuality. They're pushing for weakness, violence, right? That's all they're pushing for. What are they pushing for? GMO food everywhere. World depopulation. That's all they're pushing for. They're pushing toward the same old thing that they've done back in those days. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. So let's read it. He said, well, he said, in order to stamp out this secret Judaism, some king resorted to most drastic punishment. Some king that said, you know what? The most drastic punishment, okay? The most severe, right? Like the most severe punishment, right? Let's continue, right? These actions were prompted both by religious bigotry and the desire for a standardized Catholicism of all citizens. So they're trying to make everybody want Catholics back in those days, right? In addition, the prospect of gain through confiscation of what Jewish property probably lured some of them. So they start seizing the land. They start seizing the property of our forefathers. The same thing they've done here in Babylon the Great. They start seizing, confiscating the thing that belongs to us, right? Through confiscation of Jewish property, probably lured some of them. Fortunately for the Jew, this legislation was not always carried into effect for the royal authority. For the royal authority met with what? Opposition in many parts of Spain, right? Let us continue. He said, the first document, right? The first document reproduced below from this famous Latin code is a sort of what? Of declaration of faith presented by the Judaizing Christians of Toledo to King Recceswinth, 649 to 672, right? He said the second issue by King Erwig, 680 to 687, offered those Jews who have for some reason or other not yet become Catholic the alternative of what? Expulsion, to get expelled. You're going to get expulsed from the land. You're going to get kicked out from what? Spain. You're going to get kicked out from Spain. Shalom, King. We appreciate that, brother. We appreciate that, King, man. The Most High strengthen you and bless you, King. Right? The Most High bless you, Kings. We appreciate that. He said, not yet become Catholics. He said, the alternative of expulsion or baptism, right? He said, though the Visigothic state was overthrown by the Arab in 711, right? This 7th century code continued to influence, right, Catholic Spain all through the Middle Ages. So keep in mind, even though, guess what? They still kept the same code, law against our people, right? Let us continue. He said, the Spanish Inquisition of the 5th century, right, showed traces of this influence, right? So let's get right here. So I was able to find some of the law. You see that? This is some of the law, brothers and sisters. This is some of the law that was set up, right, to cut off our forefather, our forefather that were living in Spain, right, Italy, and the list goes on and on and on, right? And this is not new, right? Let's read it. He said, the title 2, I'm going to read the title 2. Title 2, he said, concerning, right? He said, concerning the eradication of the errors, right, of all heretics and Jews. So our people being called heretics, right? They're being called by name, right? Like they call us today African American, they call us today Nigerian, Beninese, Ghanaian, the list goes on and on. Like they call us what? Blacks, right? Keep in mind. So let's see the first law. It's a laws having been given to true believers. It is now necessary to place restraints upon infidel. So the first law said, listen, all the Jews that will not convert to Catholicism or Christianity, guess what? They're going to be restrained. You see that? They're going to be restrained. Maybe you won't be able to go by. Maybe you won't be able to travel. You won't be able to live, right? In the city. So keep in mind. He said, law 2, concerning the renunciation of the errors of all heresy. So keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, right? Let's see. The law number 3, concerning the laws promulgated on account of the weakness of the Jews. There we go. The weakness of the Jew. Hey, there we go. You can read it. You see that? There we go. So they say our forefather in Spain, the Spaniards say our forefather, they were wicked. Right? So let's continue. Say law 4. It said law 4. It said concerning the extirpation of the error of the Jews in general. So what did they say? They say, you know what? We're going to have to cut them all. It doesn't matter. We're going to have to destroy all the Jews, all the so-called blacks, right? The so-called African Americans say we're going to have to cut them off, right? Let's continue. Law 5, right? He said, Jews should not celebrate the Passover. Hold on. What did he say? He said, Jews should not celebrate the Passover according to the custom. You see that? Hey, there we go, man. You see? There we go, man. That's why they give you all Easter. That's why the Christian church, Christianity, is or Edom, he gave you all Easter. That's why we tell the brother, wake up. Wake up. Understand that what you're following, it has nothing to do with the Most High. It has nothing to do with the Most High. Christianity was made by the enemy. The enemies of the Most High, they made up all this religion and forced you into it. Right? It's nothing new under the sun. Let's go right here in the book of, let's go right here. Let's go right here, right? Let's go. Here is some of the feasts, the Passover, right? Let's go in the book of Exodus chapter 12, right? Let's go to the book of Exodus chapter 12, right? All praise be unto the Most High. This is the book of Exodus chapter 12 and verses 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the house be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the soul. Right? Let's jump to verse 6. This is the book of Exodus chapter 12 and verse 6. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. The first month of the year is what? Aviv, Abib, Nisan, March, April. Okay? The spring season. All right? Not January of Janus. Right? That's paganism. All right? So let's read it. He said, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. There we go. Right? Let's jump to Leviticus 23. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verses 5. It reads, he said, in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. Hold on, what did I say? It is the Lord's Passover. So the Passover was given only to the Israelites. The Passover was given only to the Israelites, not to everybody. We were not giving Easter. Easter is for the pagan. The pagan, they can celebrate Easter if they want. They can celebrate Christmas. That's for pagan people. If you're a pagan, then you can celebrate Christmas. New Year, you can celebrate. But it's for the pagans, right? You can do it. That's for Satan. That's for Satan. It has nothing to do with the Most High. The Most High gave us what? Passover. Because the Most High, he passed over the land of Egypt. The Most High, he passed over the land of Egypt. That's why it's called Passover. No, Easter is for the wicked. If you see celebrating Easter, Christmas, guess what? You're celebrating for Satan, the devil. If you buy the Christmas tree, you're buying it for Satan. You ain't buying it for the Most High. YAHAWAH is not into that, buddy. YAHAWAH is not into. So keep in mind, the Passover. So let's get back. Let's get back to the article, right? He read, he said, the law, 5th, he said, Jews should now celebrate the Passover according to the custom. That means according to the time that the Moses established the 14th day at even, right? They don't want us to celebrate the Passover. They want you to celebrate what? Easter. They want you to give what? Allegiance unto Satan. They want you to worship Satan. That's why they gave you Easter. That's why the wicked Esau, Edom, he gave you Easter. He gave you what? Christmas. So you can worship Satan along with him. Repent from it, brother. Return the Christmas tree. All these dirty things that you bought and you brought to your house, return it and get your money back. Save your money. Get yourself a Bible. Get yourself a Bible. Repent and learn who you are. Let's jump to the law 6. Say law 6, the Jew should not contract marriage according to the custom. So keep in mind, according to our custom, marriage is defined by what? Dowry and sex. According to our customs, the marriage is defined by what? The dowry and the sex. The sex, because the girl or the woman must be what? A virgin. A man, a woman or a girl that no man has touched or approached yet. That's the true definition of marriage. So what did the Christian church do? They turn you and they give you a girlfriend. They give you girlfriend and boyfriend. And they give you fiancé. There is no fiancé in the Bible. Okay? There is no girlfriend in the Bible. Keep in mind, there is no certain fiancé. There is no girlfriend in the Bible. No. All those came from the Christian church. That's Christianity. The girl, the woman used to be what? Made virgin. Virgin. Today, what do you get in the Christian church? All the girls, they all have been popped. They all been touched. Maybe at the year of 6, maybe at the year of 3, 5. Some be touched the year of 7, 9, 10, 12. And the list goes on and on. It's not biblical what you're doing. The marriage of the Christian church today is anti-Bible, is anti-Christ. When they wear the gown, right? When they wear the gown, dragging and cleaning the floor of the church, of the Christian church, has nothing to do with the Bible. That's the marriage of Esau, Edom. That's the marriage of what? The heathen, the Egyptian, the Babylonian. That's how they do it. Our forefathers, how did they marry? They married by getting what? Unto the son what? A virgin girl. A girl that is still virgin. A girl that is still what? Chaste or chaste. Alright? That no man has touched yet. No boyfriend and girlfriend. No, that's Christianity. The reason why you see boyfriend and girlfriend today among our people, because of Christianity. Our forefathers did not have boyfriend and girlfriend. They have wives and husband. Wives and husband. Married through what? Virgin girl and what? Dowry. Okay, so the Christian church said no more. We don't want that. We don't want the Jews to observe the true marriage as the God has given them. So let us continue. He said, Law 7. Jews should not perform the rite or the rite of what? The rite of what? Circumcision. Eh? What did he say? Let's go in the book of Genesis. Circumcision was given to our forefather Abraham. Let's go in the beginning. Let's go in the book of Genesis. Let's go in the book of Genesis and we're going to prove it. Okay? Let's go to it. Let's go in the book of Genesis. We're going to prove it. Right? When the Messiah appeared unto who? Unto Abraham and spake unto him. He said, get thee out of the land of thy father. Get thee out of the land of Canaan, because it's full of what? He said, it's a get out of the land of your father, because the world is too much idols. There's so many idolatry that was going on back in those days, right? So let's check it out. Let's check it out, right? Let's see. So keep in mind, the Most High, he made it clear. The Most High, he made it clear. The Most High, he made it clear. But our people, they don't understand. Our people, rebellious, man. They don't believe in the Most High. Some of y'all, you think that we're going to worship you, we're going to buy. No, man. It's not happening. It's not happening, buddy. Okay? It's not happening. So keep in mind, the Most High, he made it clear. He made it clear. Right? Let's get it out. Let's bring it out. It's the book of Genesis, right? Okay? Let's read it. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17. Right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17. And let's read from the verses 9. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant. Therefore, thou and thy seed, who? Isaac, thy seed. He said the whole world. After thee in their generation. Psalm 25 and 10. Let's continue. This is my covenant, which it shall keep between me and you and thy seed. After thee, every man child among you shall be circumcised. Hold on. What did the Most High say? Every man. Okay, let me read it slowly. Okay. This is the book of Genesis 17 and verses 10. This is my covenant which he shall keep between me and, he said, between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised, right? Shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and shall be a token of the covenant between me and you. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised. Hold on, what did the Most High say? He that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. All the boys on the 8th day, the brother had to circumcise his son. All right, let's read it. He said, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. Every man child in your generations is in plural. So it's not done away with, right? He that is born, right? Keep in mind. He that is born, right? He that is born, right? In the house or bought with money of any stranger, right? Which is not of thy seed. You see that? And the list God, he said, he that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must need be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Right? Right? So keep in mind, and the uncircumcised man child whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, thy soul shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. So it's a law that we have to do it. Right? Right? Let's go to John 7:22. Let's go in the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 22. Let's read it. This is the book of St. John, chapter 7 and verse 22. Let's read it. John 7 and 22. Moses therefore gave unto you circumcision, right? Not because it